Hello. Happy Monday. Hope you're well. Today we went live at 5 o'clock according to the mobile device, not according to the computer system time. Why are they different? I don't know, but they're like 2 minutes different. So maybe I'm early somewhere. Maybe I'm late somewhere. But I hope that we're having a good time. Hope your week was well and your weekend was even better. All things here at the Bunn are just all kind of the same. Working on this thing here. Doing a video about the old, you can see that there, the old Wounded Paw. Wounded Paw Bass 701. Something to do with that and those Bass 6 guitars. You know those. They got 6 strings. They're tuned same octave as a bass, but they rip as guitars. Anyhow, hope everyone is well. Mr. Ratho, Mr. Matt, Sumi, Lucas, all the cats in the house. It's good to see you guys. Sup, Bunn? Hey, Scott. People know my name. Mr. Ike, good to see you. Yeah, it's amazing that we're at yet another Berry News Monday and actually have news. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how I keep filling the docket with all this amazing stuff. We're going to get to it. We're going to kind of get started here. And it is going to be this thing here first. If you're interested in all the stuff that's going on here, we got these, these cool links, and I'm going to drop them here in the old chatteroony. If you're interested in coming along with the Bunn in any way, these are links to all those things. And some of those things are Patreon and YouTube memberships. And huge thanks to everyone with me at both of those places. It's the thing that allows me to do this show. So yeah, huge thanks to everyone with me at those places and through all of the other means of supporting and whatnot. I hope that you're getting use and value out of some of these things, and it's not just for charity. But there's also, if you're like, I just want a quick way to throw down for the Bunn, there's also the super chats and these stickers. And, if that's the road you want to go, I'm not going to say no. So I appreciate all the help. A lot of folks have been an enormous help. So yeah, super great. Today's show, this week's show, what are we getting into? We're getting into more aluminium. That's a word out there in the world. Aluminium. That's what folks say, I think, over across the pond, over in that England. Here in Canada, we call it aluminum. And it's actually spelt different. And I thought I was just always wrong. And then I looked into it. And I'm like, oh, no, it's just totally different everywhere else. But for those of you who make up the majority of the world in bigger places other than Canada, Canada is physically big, but population-wise, quite small. For those of you out there, aluminium seems to be it. So we're going to be talking about a little bit of aluminium. We're going to be talking a little bit about basses. Lots of long scale basses on the docket tonight, and pairing basses to the low tune baritones. It's a huge problem for a lot of people, and a lot of people end up having to go unison. And if you're tuned to a higher low tuning, like let's say G, unison is okay, but I don't know, it's just not as good as an octave down. It's only like I find E. Like F kind of works good enough for Meshuggah, so I guess it works good enough for everyone. But yeah, going down to E standard, E1 standard with the bass 6 and just the bass both in the same octave, that seems to work out perfectly fine. But higher than that, it seems to be a bit of a challenge in terms of getting it to be huge sounding, and the octave down bass really helps that. So we're going to cover a bunch of that. And then just some new baritone guitars. And I think that's how we're going to kick it off here. We're going to go straight into brand new baritone guitars. You're like, Bunn, how is this possible that there are brand new baritone guitars? Well, there are. This came across my my desk from a fella named Architectura, fancy username. It was a direct message, slid it into the DMs. Very thankful about that. Cool little tip. This company is called Element Guitars. This is a prototype model and very new. Look at this Instagram, brand new. And you're like, Bunn, we want specs. What's going on? Well, it's 29 inches in scale. Very nice, like beautiful scale length and great materials, great components. Really love that bridge. And it's a collaboration between Eric Hill and Frank Falbo. Don't know those people. Eric Hill, I know that name. I feel like maybe we've communicated, but maybe not. Maybe there's a lot of Eric Hills in the world. But Eric Hill, the designer, and Frank Falbo, the luthier, teaming up, bringing us these crazy 29-inch scale guitars. Like I say, still in the prototyping phase. Let's go back to the Instagram here, and there's a little bit of news if we click on these things. Fuse Prototype 1, number 2 on the way in a few weeks. And I'm going to guess that prototype number 2 is a different model, that Element Guitars is going to launch with a few different models of guitars. But yeah, I like what I see. I hope there's black versions available because I love everything about this. I'm just not crazy about colors. Everyone knows this. But it's not about me. It's about you guys. But if the whole guitar was stained like this nice, transparent black, that's nice. I could get into that. But everything else about the guitar looks fabulous. I love the simplicity. The shape looks nice and clean. It's just clean. I just love the cleanliness, the tidiness of it. And it's balanced. Seems as though we got some golden ratio being applied to the curves. It's not just random. You see those guitar companies where they're like, they just randomly drew a shape. I'm like, did you use golden mean? Like golden ratio? Usually when something is really well designed and you're like, ooh, it looks beautiful. One of the reasons it looks beautiful is because they used golden ratio for all the curves and the balance of everything. So, yeah. So, Eric Hill. Sumi says he follows Eric Hill on the Instagram. Don't know much about the Eric Hill. The string source. Is he a string source guy? Erocomania. I don't know. Don't know much about Mr. Eric Hill, but I've come across the name before. Like I say, though, there could be a lot of Eric Hills who play guitar. Oh, crazy. Okay, so Sumi confirms it's the same Eric Hill that is kind of known in the in the world of the YouTubes and the guitar world. So that's good to know. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to know more about this. It looks beautifully designed, and just want a black model. I would like to see it in black. Nice and simple. It's just nice and simple, clean. It's got weaponry type of appointments. I'd like to know more. Seems like some of you guys are pretty into it. Chris Taylor is saying, "Hey Bunn, just curious. What's your opinion on bands like Meshuggah? I've never really heard what kind of bands you like in a video, I don't think." I think Meshuggah is a great band. I think they're really, really important to modern metal and kind of really informative to kind of where I ended up in music with the super low tuning and whatnot. I went a different road. But nonetheless, a lot of us took cues from Meshuggah in some way or another. I don't do the gent thing or anything like that, but when I first heard, what was it, Nothing, I believe, where they first started tuning down like to F sharp, I was like, whoa. It was unbelievably heavy. So yeah, I like Meshuggah. I would say that I'm a fan, but I don't follow them really closely. A a lot of the stuff that I like is very different than the music that I listen to. So I like a lot of bands that also do heavy kind of stuff, but mostly I listen to stuff that is nothing like the music that I make, so that I sound like myself as much as possible, if that makes sense. I know this is not a common idea. There's a lot of creative people who do this, but I try to listen mostly to music that is completely different than my own. However, if you want some more down-tuned, extreme kind of stuff, way more extreme than me, Mostro. Check out Mostro. That's some business. Mostro. Yeah, amazing. Argentinian artistic death metal. Unbelievable. But yeah, I like all that stuff. What are you into there, Chris, in terms of the heavy stuff? What's your whistle in terms of the low heavy music? We're going to jump along. Whoa, are we still on Element Guitars? We are. I didn't go back to the camera. Oh, well. So we're going to move along here to Warmoth. What's going on over at that Warmoth? You're like, why? We know about Warmoth Bunn. Well, Warmoth, they're launching a new website. And there's a couple things to know. If you have orders, like if you have stuff sitting in your cart for Warmoth and you haven't pulled the trigger, at a certain point, they're going to refresh to the new site and your cart will be wiped out and it'll be a whole new cart. It'll be a whole new website. Some exciting things about the new Warmoth website is that they're going to be adding a builder, which is going to be super awesome because, you know, everyone goes crazy with the Balaguer builder and shares those. This is going to be even more awesome because it's not branded, right? It's just, you know, kind of really able to kind of put your dream builds into a visual context and really kind of get a sense of what your guitar is really going to be and not be locked into the manufacturer's specs as much. That said, the Balaguer builder is pretty amazing. I'm not complaining. It doesn't adjust scale length though. When you do a baritone build, like a 30-inch scale Telecaster, the visual builder does not show it with that length of neck. So, and I'm hoping that the new Warmoth builder will, and you're going to be able to build every single possible configuration that they have, that they offer, which is really exciting. This is their claim. I don't know if it's going to work smoothly right off the hop. Obviously, they've been developing it and testing it for a long time, and but who knows once it's running wild and there's a lot of users on the server and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, some stuff to be excited about with the new Warmoth. Big web revision, but also to be mindful of if you have stuff lying in a cart. I do this sometimes. I'll just put a bunch of things in a cart and be like, I don't want to spend money today. And I just wait. And then, you know, maybe a week down the road or a year down the road. I got to tighten my chair here. There. But yeah, maybe a year down the road, I'll finally do it. And with this, it's in about a week or so. I think the date is the 20th that they're going to change it over. 20th or 21st. But anyway, yeah, some stuff to look forward to with Warmoth. Hopefully we'll be able to kind of like visually assemble super sick baritones. 29.625 inches, 28.625 inches, which is 28 5/8 inches scale baritone necks. So they also have a base 6 option, but it's a full build. But you guys know this already. But yeah, Warmoth. New things coming to Warmoth, but if you have stuff in the cart, make sure to flush the cart. Next on the list is member builds, member mods, member builds, member done stuff. And this is Simon Mather, and he put this 27-inch scale converted Strat together in the Baritone Obsessed Facebook group, and I've just oh, it's so slick. You know, I'm usually not a black hardware guy, but it just really came together. It's so slick. So yeah, great job. If you have your own builds that you're doing, your own mods, your own conversions, your own whatever, a lot of stuff happening in that group. The BaritoneObsessed.com gets you to the group. You got to answer 3 questions to get in. But it's easy to get in. And yeah, share your builds, share your riffs, share all your stuff if you don't know about the Baritone Obsessed Facebook group. It's a pretty awesome group, and people are positive and a lot of stuff going on there. We can take a look at it real quick. Bam. Look at all this. Look at all this business here. Bam. New Gear Day. Jonathan Davies. He's doing his own build. This is new. This is happening right now. He's doing a Harley Benton mod and looking good. Yeah, live. Yeah, I want to do a bass 6 kind of thing. This is amazing. Awesome. So yeah, BaritoneObsessed.com gets you to the Facebook group, and you got to answer some questions to get in, but that's really easy. You know, the questions are not hard. It's almost 3,000 members, and it's really positive. I can't even believe it. It's amazing. Lots of stuff going on. But anyway, so that's what's going on there. I'm going to grab a few comments here, and we're going to get into some meatier stuff shortly. Ike is saying Meshuggah have percussive technique that he finds very interesting. I think that's the big thing. The percussive rhythmic component of Meshuggah is just really interesting, and they keep it interesting. You know, a lot of music artists, as they mature, it often gets, I don't know, lazier, not as interesting, and Meshuggah keeps the interesting coming, which is commendable. Igor is saying, if you'd like to read the name, I would like to read the name. Thank you, Igor. What do you think about using 11 to 56 strings on 28-inch baritone and tune it to D standard? Yeah, absolutely. It should work no problem. And you're talking about D2 standard, I imagine, like just, you know, a step down from E. Should work no problem unless there's something terribly wrong with the guitar, but these are things that you can do. Chris Taylor saying, big fan of the channel. By the way, I'm currently building a bass 6 out of a Bronco bass neck. Oh, amazing. I would love to see where that goes. I love the bass to bass 6 conversions. It's like a thing that I'm really enamored with and really interested in and musing on doing myself. And Chris is saying for music he likes, big into Meshuggah, but feel he's got a Dillinger punk rock kind of craziness in F. That's cool. Are you familiar with the group called Sectioned? They are people from the band called Frontierer. Ped from Frontierer has this other thing called Sectioned, and it is crazy Dillinger-esque. Not Dillinger, it's just crazy like Dillinger. And yeah, if you guys are into that kind of stuff, Sectioned is really interesting. But yeah, lots of cool music out in the world. It's interesting. There are many folks that I run across in the modern day who will kind of volunteer this idea like, oh, music these days and all this kind of stuff, like as if all the only music that exists is the popular music, like the top 40 music. I'm like, I've been alive for a while and collecting music my entire life, and I feel like there's no better time for music. Like if you're on Bandcamp and you're like serious about music discovery and you're like searching for music all the time, there's like amazing new music almost every week. And so much of it is mind blowing. So Yeah, if you don't know about Bandcamp, check out Bandcamp. They got Juneteenth coming up. This June 19th is their Juneteenth, where Bandcamp donates their cut of the royalties to, you know, platforms that require help because of inequality and all that kind of stuff. You know, humanitarian stuff. So Juneteenth is coming up. Tell your friends. Bandcamp is an amazing place to find music. Going back to the Facebook group kind of thing. This came up. This has been coming up a lot. A lot of folks are very interested in taking short scale guitars. In this case, this is a Fender Sonic or a Squier Supersonic, something like that. Yeah, Supersonic, I think. Anyway, it's a short scale guitar. I believe it's 24 inches in scale. If it's not, it's at least shorter than 25.5 inches in scale. So this is a very important thing. If you want to do a conversion neck, you really, really, really want to start with a 25.5 inch scale guitar, unless you go with something like DudeCraft. DudeCraft can build you a custom neck to your spec. You send the body, he specs the body, like specs the neck for the body, and will build a scale of your choosing conversion neck. So that there is an option for it, but it's a custom option. Otherwise, all of the kit type stuff is usually for 25.5 inch scale guitars. And I have a list of all of these things, and I'm going to share this list. Hello, where did I put the list? Bam, right here. So this is on a Google Drive thing. I'm going to put it in here. This is a list of all the conversions and kits that I know of. It might be missing one. I'll have to double check later. It came to mind as I was getting ready for the show. I'm like, there might be one or two missing, but I'll end up updating this later. So if you're on the shared document, it will update. Conversions and kits, we'll call it. Bam. So you can grab this document as a resource for yourself. And I've shared it a few times, but you know, this thing keeps coming up where people want to take these short scale guitars. They're like, oh, Fender neck pocket works. They miss the scale length compatibility thing. It's like, you can't do it. Could you do a conversion neck and move the bridge? Maybe. That might be a possibility. Sean Heath did a video about moving the bridge, but like if you're doing a compensated neck and then measuring, you know, where the bridge goes from the 28, you know, from the nut to be 28.65 inches, you know, in scale, and you put it down in the right place, then it could technically work. But that's a little bit more advanced. And if you're getting into something that advanced, I don't know why you would do it that way, but maybe you want to, maybe you just want to. So, but yeah, we're going to move along now here. I got to look at my screen. Where am I at? Bam. This is JH Guitar Works. I don't know what JH stands for, but this came across my plate this past week. Custom company, strangely, seemingly, you know, friendly pricing for being custom. Been talking a lot more about customs the last little while. The models that are on this page, they are sold, but they are things that this guy can do. And the Baritone is very interesting because it is a 9-string, but the strings are doubled. So it's sort of like a hybrid between a 12-string kind of idea and a standard baritone. Looks very nice, but these guys can do this sort of thing for you. DudeCraft Guitars also does this sort of thing. But yeah, très cool. Unbelievable. But yeah, if you're interested in such things, because I know some people are, jhguitarworks.com will get you there. I don't have a ton of info for you, but 28.5 inch, like 28 and 5/8 inches, the Warmoth type of scale, quarter sawn maple neck, good materials, good components, and you can pick your own kind of electronics and stuff like that. And the guy also does hand winding of electronics. That's cool. So something to look into, jhguitarworks.com. And yeah, what do we got here? Oh, I already have had the thing open. Anyway, we're going to move along here. This one is into the aluminium. There's an aluminium craze sweeping the nation. We're going to get more into that bit. But RGI does these aluminium 27.75 inch scale baritone conversion necks. And they look sweet. They're a little short for the Bunn, but I could make that work. It's like a Mashak, like a Mike Mashak scale length. It's for Fender neck pockets, as always, and they look very nicely done. They got their own sort of cool hollowed out headstock kind of thing going on. Everyone does the hollowed out thing, I guess, for weight, so it's not neck heavy, less neck heavy rather. But they have a little offset kind of thing going on. Looks really good. And can I get custom? So yeah, they have all of the info here. It's not like EGC, not talking EGC down, but the EGC website is a bit confusing because on one page it'll say, no, you can't get this and you can't do this. And then you'll find another page in the FAQs or whatever where it's like, yes, we do this and this is available. So this is pretty straight up and clear, and they got all the popular questions answered. Stainless steel frets, and yeah, looks like they preload them with the machines, the tuners. Not exactly sure, but get in touch with Robot Graves Industries. RobotGraves.com gets you there, and that's Robot, ROBOT, GRAVES. I don't put the links into the show notes afterwards for a whole bunch of reasons, but I do kind of try and share what's going on with it during the stream. But yeah, if you're aluminium, that word is so crazy. If you're aluminium, or as they say in Canada, aluminum, crazy, as seemingly most of the world is, probably aluminum is going to be cheaper than wood because you can recycle aluminum from quite easily. There are all kinds of foundries, like DIY foundries, and you can just recycle aluminum into materials to make this. So maybe that's going on as wood keeps being expensive. Like wood is so expensive right now. But yeah, who's interested in that? It looks good to me. What does it say about necks here? Yeah, baritone. And they do bass necks and regular 25.5 inch scale necks as well. But I wouldn't mind one of those. I'll take it. Make a Telecaster. Outlaw Guitar Co. We're getting deeper into the aluminium. More aluminium. I've never heard of these guys before. Found them on Reverb. Might be a popular listing on Reverb right now. They're out there in, Kansas City or Kansas, United States. And they got a very, EGC looking thing going on because it's an EGC neck. But it looks really interesting. It's got this distressed aluminum finish. Apparently the body is aluminum as well. Maybe not. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, that's up on the old Reverb right now. And they do a couple baritones, these guys. They also do this other Strat baritone, and it is, I'm not sure. Oh, Mighty Mite. Oh, the body is a Mighty Mite. So this is a build and a Warmoth 28.625 inch scale neck. Very cool. Weird blue pickups. I know I've run across a few people now that really like the blue, and they have like a whole fleet of blue guitars. And yeah, if you like blue, this is for you. That rhymes. Amazing. But yeah, aluminum's just going crazy. What do we got here? Oh, that's the regular baritone. 2,500. That's a lot of money for a build. Next on the list, moving along here, Discordance Electric. Anyone here heard of these guys? If you're in the Facebook group, you might have run across it. Builder, small builder, and this is interesting. It's 30.1 inches in scale. No information in this, list of photos. Very interesting shape. It's going to be more of a niche kind of interest. Let's take a look at a little bit more. But yeah, this one is 30.1. I'm not sure why 30.1, but yeah, 30.1 inches in scale. Does other baritones as well. This is his Reverb store. Nothing posted on the Reverb store right now in terms of baritones or guitars. Discordance Electric. But yeah, experimenting with these crazy baritones. Oh, let's go back here. Bass 6 baritones, whatever the case may be. But pretty cool. 30.1. It looks like barnwood or pallet wood, or not exactly sure. It's got a cool kind of distress thing going on in the grain. Yeah, very unique looking. But yeah, if you've never heard of Discordance Electric, you've heard about it now. Bam, bam. Yeah, and over the last little bit, he's shared quite a few baritone builds. Pretty cool. Moving along. Great guitar build off. Gonna talk about that for a second. Gonna just do a quick little catch up. Whoa, hello. Quick little catch up in the whatchamacallit, the things where the words are. The comments, and a few more hellos. Lewis, how are you, man? Hope you are well. Louis, however you like it. Potato. Gary, good to see you, man. And Gary's found some more luthiers as well. Did good necks, and he did a 28. Oh, that was a custom built one. Wild. South Africa. So if you're in South Africa and you're looking for conversion neck, can be tough because the shipping and all these other things. Talk to Gary about getting in touch with this luthier that did a custom conversion neck for him. And Andre is saying Aluminium takes a real lot of energy to melt. Right. Yes. You have to have a very efficient, effective furnace for that. But what I've seen in terms of DIY people doing it for guitar necks and stuff like that, it's tiny. It's like, the size of this little head. It's just this tiny little foundry thing. And it's the way that it pulls the air in and all that kind of stuff, that it's really efficient, and it burns super hot. But it is true, especially if you do it at scale. But it is something you can do in your backyard if you're adventurous. Start an aluminum neck company. Gunky Zip says, get Big Stack D to cast a special baritone neck. Don't know Big Stack D, But if you could elaborate a little bit more, Gunky Zip, we'd love to know. Sumi is saying, I think I would feel better with a wood fretboard. I'm afraid fret replacement would be a hassle. And I think this is why on a lot of aluminum necks, we see stainless steel frets. For that exact reason, people don't want to invest in this crazy neck that is usually a little more expensive than wood, and then only to have nickel frets and have them wear out in 5 years. If you're like a really heavy player, you play a lot, let's say you're a session player and you're playing every single day for many hours a day, you know, nickel frets are definitely going to wear out pretty quick. So yeah, stainless steel frets, if you're getting into the aluminum neck stuff, definitely consider the stainless steel frets. If it's a custom option to choose your frets, you can save some money going nickel, but yeah, exactly what Sumi's saying about the fear down the line, something very real to consider. Matt is saying, hello, hello, how are you? Hope all is well, Mr. Sorensen. It is a fabulous Monday here in Canada, in Toronto, Canada. Toronto's a pretty big place, so, or Canada's a pretty big place. Toronto's big enough, but definitely very different all the way across the country because it's so massive. And I think it's Ivan or Igor. Is it Igor? Is GGBO are just amazing. Great guitar build off. Oh, okay. Definitely worth checking them out. Yes, we're going to talk about that right now. So desktop right. Yeah, let's do desktop right. So great guitar build off is coming up. It's in, I think, a week. The official sort of when it all opens up and you can start voting on your whatchamacallit. You might be able to start voting now. Not too sure. Powered by Triton. Oh, okay. Invitationals. Vote for your favorite builder below. Okay, we can do it. Let's do it. Can we only vote once though? That's the only thing. I'm not sure. So, oh, these are the finals, I guess. People who made it. Damn. How does it work? Colin, CS Guitars, Brad. Vote for your favorites. Invitationals. Is there more? I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. Damn it. So one of the things that's going on here is we got two guys in the sort of baritone obsessed community in the Facebook group and in the Discord group and all that kind of stuff. And that would be Dudecraft Guitars as well as Sean Heath. And Dudecraft has his crazy, you know, his video just went up for what, like a couple days ago, June 5th, for some of the finishing moves of his, he's doing a double neck or a 3-neck guitar again. Not exactly sure what his final build is going to be. There might be a crazy twist there and it's going to be, you know, all a big secret. But there is a baritone involved, which is cool. And Sean Heath is doing this wicked space-aged, like, whoa. I wonder if we're going to get the visual here. This just went up like today. Body's crazy, but it's a multi-scale, but you know, baritone on the low side. And he's trying to finish for the finals, which is in about a week or whatever. So if you're voting, there's some baritone folks in the baritone community that got stuff up for the great guitar build off. Am I calling it the baritone build off? I think I am. Anyway, vote for your favorites below. So invitationals. I'm going to guess that these are sort of the a different group of people that you can vote for. but maybe I'm wrong. Not too sure. They might be finalists. Not exactly sure. I'm going to follow it more and see what happens. But yeah, Dude Craft Guitars and Sean Heath, both doing baritone-oriented things for the great guitar build-off. Exciting things, exciting times. Let's switch back here. Bam, bam, bam. And what's going on? Few new folks joining in with us. Big Al's Music, Muscles and Magic. That's an amazing username, Big Al. Dude, I love it. Shane, how are you? Hope all is well. It is, and he's saying that the Dude Craft guitar is the 3-neck triangular multitasker for Dude, so he's doing another version of that. That's what I thought, but I'm like, I thought you did that last year, or I'm not exactly sure how it's working out. Maybe he's building upon it. I watched some of the videos already, but I don't think I pieced the story together quite accurately. But yeah, Dude Craft does some wild stuff. Tim Wheeler, good to see you, man. Andre, he's conversation with Sumi, and Matt, great baritone build off. It's hard to say. Would be dope. Yeah, I would love to see some kind of like baritone centric thing. Maybe we should do one in the Facebook group, Baritone Obsessed. The Baritone Obsessed build off. I don't know what the prizes would be. I'd have to connect with some serious players because I'd want the prizes to be awesome. I don't know. We'll see. I think we need a separate competition for the baritone builders. Yeah. I think so too. Maybe it's something we can do, actually. No reason. I just don't know what would go into that. Like, what would it demand of me, a guy who is already always behind time? But we're going to move along here. More news. 5:40 already. Holy jumping. And we're getting into the whole bass crazy. Oh, look at this. Bam. And we're going to start off with Dingwall guitars. Not a surprise that Dingwall does the super long scale basses that pair well with baritones, especially if you're in G. There are lots of people who feel that, it's adequate for the low F sharp stuff as well. I don't like it for that, but maybe you do. The reason we got this up is the D-Roc is available in a 5-string. Initially, when this guitar was first kind of coming into popularity, I think it was just a custom showcase type of guitar for them initially. But initially, it was a 4-string, and it was not, 37? Yeah, it was not 37 inches in scale on the low side. But now, with the 5-string model, it is. And so if you're looking for a different kind of flavor, then the combustions are, a good old-fashioned solid, very simple shape. That's what I like. But if you're looking for something crazier, and it's slick, it's really nicely designed. Not for me, but I can't deny it's really nicely designed. But this is available in a 37. So if you're looking for something for G, or if you're adventurous and thinking that it's fine for F or F sharp, then you could do that too. I have a regular combustion, and for me, running it in G standard tuning, I use a 176 on the low side. And for me, 176 is, I would really prefer it to be lighter, but I just can't get a good result, as good of a result with a lighter string. Depends. Everybody's got a different flavor that way, a different tolerance for suckiness. I want the sustain and I want the tone to be there. And I found that that was as light as I could go. But maybe you will find a different situation. I use Kalium strings on my Dingwall. Another little bit of news today is Payson strings. Payson bass strings has, added heavier gauges to their lineup. For the longest time, I think it topped out at 130. But now, if we go down here, the drop G set, 160. I don't think 160 is big enough for G, but maybe you do. But they go all the way up to 170. So if you're looking for another string option, Payson strings are well known as being amazingly crafted bass strings, similar to Kalium. Not sure if they are better for shipping. Kalium is a little bit of a nightmare in terms of ordering and not knowing if your order went through and when it's coming. And sometimes it's like months and months late. Hard to say. But Payson, I know a few people who've ordered from Payson in the past. I have not, because traditionally they've never had heavy enough strings for me. But I know other people who have ordered from them and got their stuff right away. One of them was my pal Cairo in Sweden. And when he first got his Dingwall, I think it was when he got his Dingwall. Anyway, getting Kalium stuff was a pain in the butt for him. And I think he got the Paysons and he got it right away. He might have mixed it like a Payson 170 or something like that, or 160, or maybe even 130. I can't remember the time frame or anything like that, but I know that it was Payson that he got, and he got it pretty quick in Sweden. So something to look at. Don't have anything super conclusive to tell you in terms of the shipping and customer experience, because I've not ordered personally from them. It's only hearsay. But yeah, much heavier options. And for a lot of people, I think 170 is fine. A lot of people like that kind of rubber band kind of thing, or play light enough that it's not an issue. So might be a way to do it. But yeah, great for all these super low, super long scale basses. Moving along, this whole Dingwall thing is not the only game in town. There is the ESP. It's got a very, vampire-like looking headstock. But it's 37. It's a 37-34 fan. And it'll do the low G thing quite nicely. And ESP stuff is fabulously made. Typically, this is an ESP LTD, I believe. ESP, let's see here. Yeah, LTD. And yeah, another option. This has been around for a little while, but it never comes up. People always skip on this, and I'm just like, why don't people talk about it? Might be because of the headstock. Like I say, it's a very vampire looking headstock. It's so sharp in weird ways. Yeah, I don't know. I can only guess that it has something to do with the looks, but overall, otherwise, it looks quite nice. Just wood and little sculpted for the Bunn, a little too sculpted for the Bunn, but I could play it. I'd be happy with it. But another option for 37-34 fan, low G, not a problem. Or it works. I wouldn't say not a problem. It works okay enough. And if you're like 37, too long for me, Bunn, I need something shorter. Well, I got it for you. And that is Acacia Guitars and Basses. They do a slightly shorter, quarter-inch shorter, 36.75 34 fan, 5-string. And this is a competitor to all of that other stuff. These, I believe, are made to order. This is not something that you can just ready to buy, find it in stores and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, another option in the bass department. If you're looking to pair a baritone, like parabass to your baritone and want to go a whole octave down, and you're not too totally low, like if you're in low E, like E1 standard on the guitar, like a bass 6 tuning, some people have claim that they're getting good results with these to do that, but I've heard it and I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't work for my ears, but if it works for you, that's all that matters. But yeah, we're going to continue on the bass in your face thing. Lots of basses going on. And we're going to Kalium. Kalium, just like they've been updating their Quake bass stuff quite a bit. Seems like they're pretty serious about pushing the bass. For those of you who don't know about Kalium basses, they do a Quake bass. It is 39.4 inches in scale, I believe. We can find the info here. Guitars, parallel bass, bam. But they have this, what do you call it? Production model. I'm not sure to what extent the production aspect is, like if it's made to order at a specific spec or if it is actually in stock and ready to ship. But the price is not too crazy for such a niche instrument, $2,200 US. And let's see here. What is it? 39 point, did I say 29 initially? Crazy talk. 39.55, even a little bit longer. I thought it was 39.4, but 39.55. And yeah, an affordable production thing. Looks crazy. Looks like out of the future, but you know, Meshuggah is using one of these basses. I don't know which model exactly. They have a couple different models, but Meshuggah is using it right now for some of their material that is down, I think, in E0. So, or at least F#0 or F0, something like that. But yeah, super long scale and not too bad of a price, like pretty whatever, but wild looks. But hey, if you're trying to do something extreme, maybe you need extreme looks. And then to finish off the basses specifically, oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Oh yeah, it is where I wanted to go. Bam. Eurobass. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to spend all this money on a bass, like I just want to play guitar and not worry about that. I don't want to put like $2,000 into some bass that I'm only going to play at home, you know, to my Easy Drummer beats. Well, there's Eurobass, quite popular. There's a couple other pieces of software like this, but what it is software, and it allows you to program MIDI bass, and it sounds very realistic. My friend who is in the chat right now, Gary, he has done a demo on this. So if you're looking to see what it sounds like and all that, go to Heavy Tones YouTube channel and check it out. He's got a full demo on the Eurobass 2. It sounds really good. And if we go all the way to the bottom here, you know, they got some crazy specs right here. Note range, E0 to E4. So if you want to go down to E0 in a way that sounds really good, and especially if it's percussive kind of music, it's a lot easier to program the bass stuff for that kind of stuff, like Meshuggah, genty kind of music. For the kind of stuff that I play, it's slippery and it's sliding all over the place and bending all over the place. It's more of a pain in the butt. But yeah, depending on what kind of stuff you play, it might be an option, and it sounds really, really good. And you can use it in two different ways. It has its own amp sim component to it, or you can turn the amp sim off and send it through your favorite amp sim. So let's say you like Neural DSP Parallax. Well, you can use this with that, and you know, use this bass with that bass amp, and it works really well. It's not that hard to use either. You know, some people are like, oh, I have more programming. I think if you just give yourself like a couple days to fool with it and watch a few tutorials, you'll get good with it. So yeah, check out Gary's video on it. How to go low with bass, Eurobass review. Very cool. But that's it for today's news. I can't believe it. I'm barely making the hour. Like I'm just finishing. I guess I kind of rambled a little bit there. A little bit of the time. And a few more hellos here. Darksea and hi Bunn, is a normal Strat hardtail bridge strong enough to handle a 30-inch conversion neck? Absolutely. So this is worthy of a little bit of discussion. There's an like a method of thinking that when you go with these lower tunings and really heavy strings, that the tension goes way up. But in a lot of cases, the tension is lower than a regular guitar. When the tuning goes low, and especially if it's a shorter scale, it's very hard to get the tension up to that sort of 17 to 20 pounds of tension, which is the common sort of, I guess, medium light kind of tension that you'd find on a 6-string guitar tuned to E standard in, E2 standard with 10s on it, like the string gauge. So people have done Strat conversions, like baritone conversions, where they just put a few extra strings in to kind of lock the bridge down. They put a block in the bridge and a few extra strings to lock it down because they just didn't want to deal with the tremolo at all. And yeah, did their conversion, and that's all there is to it. In terms of keeping the tremolo, I don't see any problems there. But yeah, the bridge is definitely strong enough, and like if it's a flat plate bridge that's screwed right down, definitely strong enough. Nothing is going to break. If anything, it's like I say, the tension is going to be lower when you do the conversion. Maybe not much lower, but slightly lower. Shane says he loves that bass. I don't know which one. We covered a lot of them. Jay is saying long basses. What? Yeah. Yeah, there's basses that we can use with the baritone stuff. Does the T on the end of the string gauge on Payson mean it's tapered? Yes, it does. T means tapered at the bridge. So that when it's resting in the bridge saddle, it's not distorting the curvature of the string. And you get a clean break angle off of the saddle. So, Scar Productions is playing on that multi-scale LTD bass on The Witcher cover. Oh, cool. Holy 40-inch scale bass. Yeah, pretty much. 39.55 inches in scale. Abe the Beast. How are you, man? Good to see you. Any cool new baritone guitars I missed? Came in late to the stream. We can look at this one real quick. We can recap on this one, Abe. And bam. This is a 29-inch scale Element Guitars prototype. And it seems as though they are doing a line of guitars. Not exactly sure on the specs yet, or not the specs, but all the details. It's brand new, brand new. And, but they do have a site and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a really exciting one. I hope they do a black model. That's all I keep saying. But I'm going to get ready to wind it down. And before it's too late, I just want to say thank you to everyone with me at Patreon and YouTube memberships. Without these people, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. If you're interested in getting involved, there is, the Bunn links here. And you can help out in these ways. Oh, let's go desktop left, way down there. Bam. And I've dropped the links in there. And as well, there's what do you call it? The stickers and the super chats and all that kind of stuff. So you can help out that way too. Not too picky. But thank you to everyone who has ever helped out in any way. It makes everything possible. But I hope you guys are having a super good Monday. and launching into the week with some new riffs or some, fresh hot tones. I been trying to finish new music, but also trying to finish another gigantic video that I didn't think was going to be gigantic. I have a new video format coming that hopefully will not be, that I'll be able to do more of them more quickly, but they're still nice videos. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I hope you guys are making tunes and playing a lot of riffs. And yeah, we're gonna shut this down in 2 minutes. A little CTA, I guess. If you run into new baritone guitars or anything related to baritone guitars, and you're like, you want to share it with this show or the baritone community, you can email it to me at Scott, that's my name, Scott at .ca. And if you have any baritone news that you'd like to share with us here on the show and the baritone community at large, you can share it to that email address, and I'd be happy to get it out there. Could be anything, whether it makes the show or not that given week, who knows? But yeah, people are already helping out, and it's fantastic. Thank you. I guess also if you're a company or whatever, send me an email. But 5:59, we're going to get ready to, I guess it's actually 6:01 bit on this thing here. The last little bit is this show will stay up probably for a week. I've been taking them down like right away, but I think each episode will stay up for the week until the next week. And we're going to go to another week officially. This is the last of the pilot series. And it seems like we can make it a go for it as a weekly show. I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, so this show will be up for the next week if you came in late and you want to check out the show on a replay. Otherwise, there's a playlist on the channel. You got to go to the channel and find the playlist, and all of the episodes are in there if you want to catch up with all of the news that ever was, because some of it is little known. And there are usually not links. I can't really put the links in the YouTube thing for a couple different reasons. But I do put the timestamps, and maybe the timestamps are titled well enough that you can find this stuff anyway. Just a quick Google search or whatever. So that's how it's working. We'll see you next week, next Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was going to say Central Time. But yeah, I'll be there then. We're going to do Bandlist this Wednesday on the Bandlist channel with special guest, Synth Chris. Pretty stoked for that one. Going to be talking about all kinds of things, low riffs and otherwise. But yeah, I hope you guys have a super good week. And we're going to, I don't know how to use all this technology. There's so many windows. And we're going to end this stream. So I hope you have a super good night and yeah, super good week.